attention to track limits.
Oh,
Please, Mark.
wow.
Okay, take your time. Just get it started. Green, green, green.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's just another sim guy. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day. As you can see by the title of the video, iRacing's rain is insane. So I've got some footage of me racing against AI in the background. I'm going to talk about why iRacing's racing in the rain is crazy. I'm going to give you a bit of a technical history of what was developed, what they've done, what it's part of, what might be coming soon, what might be coming in the longer term future for iRacing's weather system, and I'm going to tell you how much fun I had trying this out. I heard it was good and I couldn't wait to give it a try. But before I go any further and get too far into that, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone that has supported the channel so far. We're 3 months old and it's been fantastic. We've got a new Discord, which everyone's welcome to join. We're going to use that as a hub to create some community races and get some good chats and information sharing, hints and tips and stuff going. There's a new website which is amazing. That acts as a nice little introduction to some of our videos. There'll be news about games, there'll be news about early access games and what's coming out, what's happening in the industry, maybe some reviews of equipment and stuff. But it's all gathering momentum really well, and I just want to say a big thanks to everyone that's supported us so far, and just say a big thank you to helping us to grow. So with that out of the way, let's talk about iRacing. Now, I heard really good things about iRacing's rain over the last year or so. I think it was released at some point in the last year, and I wanted to give it a try. Now, I'm at rookie level on the licenses. Sorry, I'm not at rookie level. I started at rookie level in the licenses, and even though I'm up to license C in both, I can't seem to find any ranked official races that were including the possibility of rain in them. I think the production car challenge does at the endurance level, which is like a 2-hour race, which I probably haven't got time to do many of those, to be fair, so I haven't tried one. But I thought, why not jump into AI? I can try a car that I'm not familiar with, which is base content, and that's the BMW M2. I can try rain around one of my favourite tracks, Oulton Park, which is included in the base content, which is an absolutely beast of a track. I love Oulton Park. So I started at the back, put it on sort of a low to medium difficulty on the adaptive AI, a field of 20, and I just wanted to get a go and see what the rain looked like, what it felt like, how it changed the sim, and I'm absolutely blown away with how the rain works. It is absolutely fantastic. And like I say, iRacing is setting a gold standard in sim racing for wet racing, the track surface, how the line works. So you've got all the technical sort of abilities coming through, but you pair that with the graphics and how it looks in VR, and it's amazing. I mean, you can see it's really hard to get across the visual fidelity that you get in VR when you record the screen and show it on a video like this, but it's absolutely amazing. And you know, the spray, the behaviour of the cars, the AI behaves really well in iRacing, so that was another pleasant surprise, that the AI to race against are really good. You know, they do make their way past you at times. So I was really impressed with the behaviour of the AI, but also the way they move in the rain, the way they react. They sometimes lose, they sometimes aquaplane. So just really impressed overall with the rain, the look, the feel, and the dimension that it adds to iRacing is fantastic. So iRacing originally announced that rain was coming quite some time ago, and everybody waited years and years and years, and they kept saying, we just want to get it right, we just want to get it perfect, it needs to be the best it can be. It's not just going to be water on the track, it's not that simple. It's about realism, it's about replicating the unpredictability of what rain does, especially when it starts partway around a race, and what that does to the surface, and the transitioning between sort of it starting to get a bit moist to getting wet, then it rains and it might dry out a little bit, and the sun comes out, the racing line gets dry because that's where the cars are, the puddles appear in different places, but the cars mop up, if you like, and disperse the water as they drive over the track into dispersing it into a different place on the track. So I mean, it's a constantly evolving and dynamic system. But it's, yeah, absolutely amazing. So they built a system called Tempest, which they developed themselves. They started talking about it in 2023, and it came out in 2024. But it is a very small part of a very large dynamic weather overhaul, which is to do with cloud formation, temperature, humidity, rubber buildup, wind, and obviously the way the water interacts with all of that. It's not just graphics, it's fundamental reworking of how the water reacts with the surface, and your tyres obviously, and the physics involved. It's not just wet track, less grip, it's a full water cycle, so it's rain intensity and frequency, it's surface pooling, it's the dynamic drying line, it's the spray effects, which impact you, visibly obviously, but that is part of how the water disperses. You get aquaplaning, and each car handles differently in the wet. It depends a lot on the car itself, the compound, the downforce, the weight, the drivetrain. A GT3 car will act vastly different than the MX-5 will in a downpour. So it's really, really interesting. There's a lot more to it than I think they get credit for. Part of iRacing's weather system tracks temperature, air pressure, humidity, and it all dynamically influences how your car drives. There's track temperatures, changing in wind direction, humidity affects the performance, and tyre pressures, all parts of iRacing's effort to model real-life track evolution. So you're not actually just racing the cars on the track, you're racing the environment and the challenge that gives you yourself. So it's really fantastic stuff, guys. So what does this mean for the driving experience? Well, if my driving's anything to go by, in terms of what you can see going on in the background, you'll see that it's damn challenging. I mean, I'm losing it on corners, I'm aquaplaning, I think I'm on my third attempt. I was at this for quite some time, I haven't even put all my crashes on it, but I was quite keen to get to the front, but I wanted to race as I would race normally against non-AIs. I wasn't going to barge my way through. I think I took out somebody in one of the races unintentionally, but I wanted to race as I would race against people online. So there are times, like just happening in the background there, where the AI does slow down a little bit more than I think they need to for corners. But hey, they weren't spinning out and crashing like I was at times, so maybe they're onto something. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I didn't finish one of these races. I think in my next attempt, I got to the front within the first few laps, and it was a 5-lap race. So all I had to do really was do the last lap solo and take the checkered flag, and I didn't manage it. So it's hilarious when you think about it. I just wanted to push myself and see, the limits of the track and the limit of the car and how the rain was going to behave. And I caught a puddle I think my wheels touched the grass, and I caught a puddle, and it was a sort of comedy of errors. I couldn't hold on to it and went straight off into the barrier and surprised myself. But it's fantastic. I mean, look at it. Visually, it is absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about it. You can tell why they left it so long. I think you've got to give them some credit. They didn't rush to get it out. They were criticised a lot for, oh, other sims have got this and other sims have got that, and they just wanted to get it right. And they've obviously put a lot of time into it, and there's going to be a lot more to it. Now, depending on what sort of races you do, you're going to be impacted in different ways in iRacing. So if you do quite short races and sprint races and there's rain enabled, you'll probably find that there's not too much of a change. It probably either starts raining quite early on and it stays raining. The rain may change a little bit in terms of the intensity, but where it's going to come into its own is where things get to an endurance level and longer races, and you've got to start thinking strategy. So is it going to rain in an hour? Do I need to think about when I change my tyres, when I change, thinking about the driving lines, thinking about the fuel strategy, because if it's going to rain, that reduces your pace, so do you underfuel? Thinking that you're going to go in the pits anyway to change your tyres, so you might as well drive with less fuel and pick up some weight savings that way. I mean, it adds so much variation and so much more strategy to it that it adds a whole new dimension. And I'm nowhere near that level, and I'm nowhere near having to think about that stuff or trying races that I'd need to think about that stuff. But how fantastic that you could do the 24 hours of Spa, and you can do the night and day transition as always, but to have changeable weather, changes in humidity, you know, the possibility of rain at times. I mean, what an absolute, what just a crazy dimension to add to the sim. Nothing more than, you know, nothing other than good things to say about it. I suppose the one downfall is that if you get rain regularly in some races, people are going to see their safety ratings plummet. I should imagine there's going to be people losing it unintentionally. There's going to be lots of off tracks. There's going to be lots of spinning. You're going to take people with you. People are going to take you out. You've got the spray reducing the visibility. I mean, it could be carnage. I've yet to, you know, when I get online and try some, which, you know, I can't wait to do. It's going to be a learning curve, but everybody's in the same boat, and you know, everybody's got to try and protect their safety rating. So maybe people will take it easy. Am I being naive? Will people take it easy? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are people going to behave like idiots? Maybe they won't be populated. Maybe people will be so scared of their safety rating taking a nosedive, they'll steer clear of the wet races and do something else that week. Who knows? But I think it's interesting. But in terms of the content that iRacing offers, they've got a huge selection of cars that are what they call rain ready. So they, you know, not every car at the moment can race in the rain, but the main classes are all covered. The GT3 class is covered. There's the Formula IR, Porsche Cup, the Mazda, LMP2, LMP3s, and there's several open wheel classes, even the Formula V, you know, right at the slower end, can all race in the rain. Again, the same with the tracks. You know, not all the tracks are rain ready. They've, you know, most of the newer ones are going to come rain ready. Spa, Nürburgring, Watkins Glen, Silverstone, Virginia, Daytona, they all support full weather simulation now, and they do add more cars and more tracks seemingly each season, and they do roll out more support for rain, and eventually it will cover their whole catalogue, I'm sure, but just not everything in the sim for now. A little bit like the AI, you know, when you go into an AI race you don't have the choice of all the cars, obviously if you don't own them, but you don't even have the choice of all of the base cars. Not all of them are AI enabled. But yeah, I mean, why does iRacing's rain feel so real? I guess it's because it's not just the looks. It feels real. I haven't raced. I'm not a racer, but I've driven in the rain. I've driven on a motorway in the rain. I've driven, like, you know, I don't drive fast, but it's a totally different feeling. And in some way, they've managed to get that through, the difference in the force feedback detail that comes through, and the feeling of a little bit of slip, and if you hydroplane, you know, they've got that able to come through in the game's telemetry, you know, to the hardware, which I think is fantastic. The mist, the puddles, the different shadowing, the audio adds a lot to the immersion. You know, the sound of the wipers and the sound of the rain and the spray hitting your car, the variation when you get closer to the car in front. I mean, it's all amazing, and you know, I can't say enough about it. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, so expect some more content. But before we go, like, what's next? I mean, they've made plans to evolve their weather system into snow and ice and winter events, talking about thunderstorms, lightning, localized weather, and obviously they're going to expand on their content all the time. So I would give it a try. If it's something that you haven't experienced yet, I would definitely recommend giving it a go, and check out our full iRacing playlist. And over time there's going to be a lot more wet weather racing in there, and a lot more wet weather footage in there, and keep your eye out for more videos. Make sure you like and sub on the way out, and then you'll get notified of next videos. We've got some videos coming where we'll be talking about the iRacing licensing system a little bit more, and how I'm getting on with my rookie to A journey over the last 3 weeks, and lots of other talk and lots of other videos on many other sims too. So not just iRacing that we cover here at Just Another Sim Guy. So get involved, get connected, check out the website, connect with us on Discord, get in the comments, let us know what you like, let us know what you don't like, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video and learning a little bit more about iRacing's rain. I'll leave you to check out the rest of this footage and how this ended for me, and I'll see you in the next one. You've been great for sticking with me, and I've been Just Another Sim Guy. Peace.
attention to track limits.
Oh,
Please mark.
wow.
Okay, take your time, just get it started.